All right, so today I'm going to talk about like why most ads fail, why most real estate ads fail. Because I'm part of a community, and what I'm seeing is that they're not doing the proper thing. So I want to break this down from nothing. And if you want to learn more, like what I'm doing here is I'm going in deep into like a specific section of my book, talking about the importance of like next stepping, right? That's like a quote, next step in the client, right? So here are some facts, right? Real estate, the real estate people that are interested in buying or selling real estate, they're typically older. Um, Even that switches, right? A buyer or seller, those are two completely different psychologies. But I want you to understand something, right? You can be really successful in real estate and using ads, but if you do it properly, like you guarantee your success. And what I mean by that is real estate, right? In general, what you're doing is like the big ultimate goal in real estate is to get a client to take like the next to do the big thing, right? So let me show you what I mean here, right? So what most people are doing is let's just say let's like draw up something, right? So what most people are doing with their real estate ads are this right here, right? So this is a house. Let's just pretend this is a house. This is a house, and we want people to come do business with us. Hey, I'm gonna sell you a house, right? So this is a house, and what you have over here is let's create like a person, right? So you got this person. Hey, I'm a person, right? Let me like this is a person. Let's just imagine this is somebody that's interested in uh buying a house, right? Because since I don't have anything to draw, but this is a person that's interested in buying a house, and this is the house. Now, the reason why, like you can see strategically, what I've done here is I put like a lot of distance in between of it, right? And the reason why I put a lot of distance in between is because there is a lot of distance in between buying or selling a house, right? So you got this person right here, right? This is the person, and then you got this house over here. There's a lot of distance in between here. And how do you get a customer, a client, or somebody that's interested to make that big jump? Right? That's a big jump. If you try to jump from here to here, you'll die, right? In between here, you'll get hurt. You'll get harmed, right? Something bad is going to happen between all of this space. So how do you do that? You have to set things up, right? And the way you set things up is what I like to call you next step it. And what are the next steps so I can get over here to doing this house? So for the sake of, I like to work with sellers, right? For the sake of this video, I'm going to talk about sellers. So how can I get somebody to sell this house? Well, I need to put some steps in place. And the steps that I can put in place are educational, informational steps, right? So these are some steps that I can do, right? So I got one step. This is the person here. We're still imagining this is the person, but this is a step. So now you can kind of see the distance has closed, right? So it's not from here to here. Now it's from here to here to there, right? So we went from here to there to this, and now we can like now we're closer. We still can't quite make the jump, but now at least we're a little bit closer, right? So here's what we're going to do. We need more steps in there. So how do we do that? We add in more information, another step. So here is another step. Right, there we go. We got another step in there, right? And I'm going to move this. This is the person. We're going to make a step so they can ascend up, right? So let's move that up a little bit, and let's move that up a little bit. Just so it's like making a little bit more sense, right? So here are the steps. We got the steps in here. Step one, step two. So now we are actually closer. We're closer again, right? So now we went from here, making that jump all the way up here, right? To 1, 2, and now we're a little bit closer. So now the person would exist here, and then they can jump. Still can't quite make it, but they can. That's closer, and that's more within reach. The jump that they have to make, right? To do the big thing, which is buy or sell the house. Now, what are we going to do here? We're going to add in, guess what? Another step. So, boom. And another step is what? Another step is just more information, more education, more likability, more trust, more authority, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another step. Boom. And then I'm going to add another step. And then the more steps that I add in, the easier it is for me, right, the person down here, to make this jump. So let me explain what this is, right? So this is the person, they want to buy a house. And what most people are doing is they're trying to tell the person to take this jump all the way up here. That's almost impossible to make that jump. I can't make that jump. It's like impossible for me to make that jump. You might get some freaks, right? Some people that are like just odd out of nowhere, and they're going to be like, you know what? I'll make that jump, right? But most people aren't going to make that jump. So what you do is you insert the steps 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, we have 5 steps. We enter 5 steps, and these are the things that you need to do to get your customer from here to here. So what are some good examples? A good example is, hey, this could be a lead magnet. So this can be a ebook, right? So this is an ebook. So let's put some text there. Let's do ebook, right? So that's one of your next steps to get them more comfortable with knowing, liking, and trusting you, right? So you've provided information, and I like to do this here. This is an ebook. So now you're showcasing your authority. All right, I trust this person. They know what they're talking about, right? They shared that information inside of this ebook. So I trust that person. Now I'm here and I'm closer to making that step, right? So I'm here and I'm closer to getting up there. Still not quite there yet. So what's something that I can do to get that person to make the next step? Well, guess what? You can do another thing, right? So another thing could be, all right, I learned everything I could learn in that ebook. Let's do a case study. All right, case study. And this case study is about how I help client Sarah get her house in less than 50 days, right? So now we have the person here, and then we have an ebook, and we have a case study. And you got the person here, but there's still some distance in between here, right? So what are some more next steps that we can add in there, right? Some more next steps could be another ebook. It could be another case study. It can be just information where you're providing value to that customer or prospect. But in this instance, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to provide a newsletter. All right, so there we go. We got a newsletter in there, and that's the next step, right? So now that I have a newsletter, I'm closer to making that jump. Still not quite there yet, but if I were to jump from here to there, that's an easier jump for me, right? That's a much, much easier jump, right? So you've taken me from here to here to here to here. Now I'm existing here and I'm closer to making that jump, but I'm still not quite there. So what are some other things that I can do? Well, one of my favorite follow-up strategies is, guess what? Is a newsletter. So here we go. Newsletter for that month, right? And then we got, again, of course, they provide value. Same thing. Newsletter for that month. And this is how you can get your customer, your prospect, to take the next step. All right. So here we go. We started here and we tried to make this jump. We can't make that jump until we get some steps in place. So the steps are ebook, case study, newsletter, newsletter, newsletter. And now that I exist here, right? So let me duplicate this person, right? We're going to take this little circle thing as our person. And let me duplicate that. And I want to put this person up here. Now it's much easier for me to make this jump, right? So this is our person. Now I can jump from here to here. And it's so much easier because you've given me the steps to make this jump. And guess what? Since these steps are in place, who am I going to trust when it's time for me to make this jump? The person that I'm going to trust is you, the person that provided me with all of this value. All right. So this is why most real estate ads fail. Most real estate ads fail because people are trying to get the person to make the entire jump when you should be getting them to make the next step. Right. So next step looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the entire jump looks like this. Right? Which is more manageable and which is more digestible, the next step or the next jump. So this is why most real estate ads fail. And I wanted to make this video because I'm part, again, like I said in the beginning, I'm part of an ad community, and this question is coming up. This theme is coming up a little bit too much. All right. So my name is Jerome Lewis. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.